This is probably one of the dopest video ideas I've gotten in a very long time. A KO screen tier list? What? Okay, so let me just go ahead and give a quick backstory. I had just woke up about 30 minutes ago. I got my cup of coffee, and I want to go ahead and record quickly because I'm going to be very busy today. Now, of course, I do not wear wife beaters in videos no more. I know that's beyond the point, and we're talking about inside the Dokkan video, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't have a lot of time to record, so we're going to go ahead and bang out our 2 videos for the day and keep it pushing. Now, let's go ahead and start out with the 5th year anniversaries being the Vegito and the Gogeta. I think both of them are S. Both of them. It's just they're both so badass. I like Vegito's better because I'm a Vegito fan, but they're both equally badass. Now, next up is going to be the Namek Goku. This is Namegoku's 18 key super attack KO screen, and this is his 12 key super attack KO screen, and then that's his active skill. Now I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. Let me go ahead and create another row. Put that up top. Let's do Z tier. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a Z tier row because some of these are just untouchable, beautiful KO screens. Now, outright, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Namegoku one that has his, his hair blown in the wind. That's the S tier one. The one where he knocks them into the lava. That one's pretty mid. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's B tier. His 12 keys mid, but like his 18 key one is pretty cool. And the frown is Z. Him doing the frown is just Z. It's easily Z. We could just say that it's outright. Okay, so. Next up is going to be LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan when he finishes off the enemy with his 18 key super attack. I think this one is also Z. I think so too. Now, next up, this is the 12 key super attack or the 18 key super attack. I think this is the 18 key super attack, and I think this is the 12 key super attack. But all in all, I think this one is pretty mid too. Yeah, just like that little key blasting, just hovering right next to the KO is pretty whatever. Same with this one. This one's not really the craziest. This is not ordered for B tier. It's like they're all ending off in like a key blast, like explosion. It's like, it's whatever. Now I'm gonna tell you guys right now, LR Tech Gogeta's KO screen Z. I think his is better than his, and I think is it better than the frown? Nothing beats the frown. Next up is UI Goku with the KO on his active skill, which you rarely see nowadays. That one is definitely Z. Better than Gohan's, and I would say that it is right behind Tech Gogeta's. It could honestly be right up here. Is it better than Tech Gogeta's? Yeah, we're gonna go and leave that just like that. I like that because UI Goku, it's like you rarely ever see him get the KO with his active skill, but when you do, that shit is so badass looking. Now, next up is going to be what is that? It's UI Goku. I think it's UI Goku after he does his 18 key super attack, right? That's his 18 key super attack, right? I don't particularly remember that well, but this is a S. Easily, it's an easy S. I think it's right behind both the 5th years. B is unordered, S and Z are ordered. But yeah, I think A is probably going to be unordered too. Now, next up is Vegeta, of course, holding his arm after he does the final explosion and gets his KO screen off. This is him after he does his active skill. So I think that Vegeta's is probably, I think it's A. This is okay. This is okay. It's like, it flashes between the entire Tournament of Power arena and how it's like blown up. And then it shows Vegeta. I think it's pretty dope. It's like showing like a real scene. It's cool. It's cool. And then Vegeta with the KO screen's like, yes, I've blown him out the water. I smoked him. I think this one is S. This is dope. This is a dope KO screen. Next up is Trunks, Z. Yeah, Z. It's like this is one of the older ones on this entire just format. Z. Yeah. Tech Trunks after he's in his 3rd transformation and he wins off of the Sword of Hope. Yeah, that's Z. I don't think it's better than Gohan's. No. This one just resonates with me. I think this one's Z. Next up would have to be AGL Trunks when he gets a KO post-transformation. This is badass. That's Z. I would argue it's better than the Sword of Hope. This is pretty dope. Honestly, I'm going to take it a step further and say it's better than Tech Gogeta's too. This is just too badass. Because you see, like, the particles of, like, Frieza just, like, falling from the, the screen. It's supposed to be, like, meant for Mecha Frieza, but you guys get exactly what I'm trying to say. Now, next up is Super Vegeta. This one's S. I don't think this one's Z. This is definitely S, and I think it is right in front of EB Vegeta's 18 key super attack. Next up is for both the GT duo from the Golden Week celebration, you know, the physical and Dokkan Fest, SSJ, Goku, and Vegeta. I think both of theirs, the only problem before I even grade them, I think both of theirs are pretty cool. The only issue is that it's stupid hard to get off, but of course we're going based off of cosmetic. I think this is A, because it's basic. It's basic, but it's cool. I'm gonna put Goku's up just because they're both together, but who cares which one's better? It's like they're both equally afoot. It's like if you like Vegeta better, it's Vegeta's. If you don't like Vegeta's better, then like Goku's better. Now Rose's is S. It's like when you do get this off, this does look pretty badass. It's like, yes. It's like this is him after he does his rage condition and gets a KO off. I believe that's what it is. It's S. Oh yeah, that's S. So next up is going to be, that's Namek. No, it's Bert. I'm about to say Berku. This coffee is not kicking in. This is Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. 18 key super attack when he gets it off. I think that this is A. This is A. I would say it's A for sure. Yeah, because it's just him showing his gums, and hence why they called him Gumku. This is Int Cell. Of course, Int Cell just blows up the damn planet. Of course, just because it's him being Cell, I think it's Z. Yeah, just because it's Cell, it's Z. You guys know my bias on Cell. It's, you know, I was gonna put a Cell active skilled thing inside Z tier. So next up, we have LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan Z. This is so badass. I'm sorry. This is so goddamn badass. There is a lot of Z tier. These are all too cool. Like, they're easily. You can argue that the 5th years could be in Z tier, but I think that the 5th year just, well, maybe Gogeta. Gogeta's definitely could be in Z, but yeah, both of them could be in Z. They could. But I want to leave them S just for now, because I just think that these just, well, besides Cells is pretty basic. It's just the Earth blowing up. But yeah. I think these just are in a tier of their own. These are just so badass. Next up is Broly, Chile, and Lemo, of course, with Chilai. Did you guys know that Chilai has her own separate asset of her ass? That's an actual thing. That's why I was laughing so hard inside that Broly, Chile, and Lemo video of why people would ever want a unit like that just to ever exist in the game. Why? It's like Broly, Chile, and Lemo. It's like, it's a wholesome one, but that's just a fun fact I had to throw out there. She has her own separate asset for her ass. That is an actual thing. I just had to point that out. It's like, I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but Dokkan, you knew what you were doing. We know what the play was. So, I think that's A. Yeah, I think that's A. Okay, yeah. Is it in front of Vegeta's? No, I think it's just bottom of A. Okay. Jiren's S. I don't think it's quite up there in Z. This, you can argue that this is pretty badass. But Jiren's is like, I would argue, like, Jiren's is right here. I don't think Jiren's is beating some of these, because Jiren just like, is he just in that stance? He's just 10 toes down. Like, he's 10 toes down. Turles is pretty badass too. Turles is pretty much in the same tier as Jiren. They're just looking down at something. It's like, it's pretty dope. This is Full Power Frieza. That's Full Power Frieza's 18 key super attack. It's just a blast. That's B tier. For Frieza's active skill, I think it's cool. It's not on the level of the frown, but I would say it's S. I would say it's S. Why not? I think it's ahead of some of these guys. Cause like, it's look at Frieza's face. Come on, you can't deny that this isn't S. I think it's right ahead of Jiren. So next up is Namek Frieza's. That's his 12 key. That's a B tier. It's like, who cares about a KO screen where they're just doing like a attack or a ki blast? That's pretty ass in my opinion. Next up will have to be, that is LR Super 17's KO screen when he does his active skill, which you will rarely ever see. Like, this is one of the rarest active skill KO screens in the game. I've seen this like once or twice ever. I think that this is actually pretty decent because he is laughing. He's like, I would argue this is, it's like a low S, high A. I'm gonna leave it in high A for now. Beerus, pretty badass. I mean, S tier. It's like, this is dope. It's like, you will see this almost all the time when this guy first came out. It's dope. It's dope as hell. And Kid Goku, Z. Him falling from the sky. I win. He's like, I win. Yeah, Z. Better than the Sword of Trunks? No, I think is like right here. It's right there. We're not gonna put nostalgia ahead of just straight facts of how badass the rest of these other Z tier ones are. Next up is the this is Kaioken Goku. I think this one's okay. It's like an A. It's okay. Yeah, it's pretty okay. I think it's right behind Super 17 and like Gumku. I think it's like right back here. Okay, so next up is going to be Vegeta. I think this one's also A. This one's not that special. Yeah. And this is LR Golden Freeze after he does his active skill and the planet explodes. B tier. If it's something exploding, this is ass. The only one I'm giving Z tier for something exploding is Cells, and it's because it's Cell. So I mean, guys, it's pretty clear why. So next up is Zamasu. I mean, Zamasu's is badass. It's like if it's something with them looking down, it's like a good amount of these KO screens are just overwhelmingly better than like some of the subpar ones. Yeah, for sure. Coolers, Z tier. Him laughing is just too badass. It's like it's fire. Go, Bird Coup, Z tier. I would argue it's like, and this one's actually pretty rare to get off. This is his active skill one. This is rare as hell to get off. But I think that this one is like right here. Nah, the Sword of Hope has to be way higher. This one's so goddamn good. It's just like, it's so beautiful. Nah, it's right here. I'm overrating it. I am overrating it. I think it's like right around here. Yeah. I'd have to like it like that. Yeah. That's after they use their morale boost and get the KO screen off, and they're falling from the sky. This is Z tier. This one's definitely Z tier. This is pretty fucking fire. I think it's right ahead of. I think it's right next to Bird Coup. Bird Coup's one you'll rarely ever see, but I mean, this is one you rarely also ever see too. Next up is the Atiki super attack for the LR Goku Vegeta. This is Z tier also. This is just too fire. That's so fucking fire. I think that NK Goku's is way better than I'm giving it credit for. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that's it. There's no C tier one. We could just delete C tier. Yeah. There's nothing there. This is my KO screen tier list. I think that this looks pretty solid. I think in B tier, it's just straight up all attacks and like key blasts and explosions. I think the only one that's like an explosion sort of active skill, KO screen, is just for Cells. And I think Cell is just because it's Cell, right? A tier, I think this is completely fine, you know, yeah, this looks pretty good to me. And then going over to S tier, I think the Blue Fusions could be higher. The Blue Fusions could be in Z tier because they have some good ass looking ones. But I think that this is completely fine the way it is. Yeah, these are the only two I'll actually move up to Z tier, but I'm just going to leave it there for the sake of this video. Yeah, I like it. Good. Dev seal of approval. I think that is really about it. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. Actually, before I end out the video, I want to tell you guys my favorite KO screen in the game, besides in LR Cells, because, you know, I am a Cell fan. I like, me personally, it's in Kid Goku. The frown is pretty dope, but NK Goku's is my favorite KO screen in the game. Him falling from the sky, guys. I am a big ass fan of OG Dragon Ball. I like OG Dragon Ball more than Z, Super, GT. I like it more than all of them. Hell, even Dragon Ball Heroes. Who the fuck likes Dragon Ball Heroes? No, I'm playing. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.